get shift to work on the controller? Because I haven't tried it yet, but I'm wondering if that's something we can button map. Oh, it
Oh,
works.
they're coming. It's raining.
All right, let's look for this.
So crazy. Whoa. Oh, a big alpha. Oh, I gotta get outside, huh? He's got like this layer of gotta go around the parcel.
Oh, I got the shift to work. That is dope.
Roomba mode enabled.
Oh, Coder Dan, did you see any of the talk that we had about using friends for hearts and enabling hearts for battle? I don't know if I saw you respond to any of that.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of it. So right now, if we turn on hearts, it's gonna basically destroy the game. But we're working on a huge optimization that's gonna allow us to fix that, and that's hopefully gonna be worked out within 3 to 4 weeks. It's a pretty big backend update that's gonna essentially split the game into like individual regions while still maintaining the feeling that we're all connected. Because right now, the physics engine that powers like the collisions and the movement and stuff is kind of it hasn't been separated out into different regions yet. So if you fire a heart over in District 43, right now District 1 knows about that heart, and so that's why whenever we turn on the physics, the whole thing just goes to crap and becomes like unplayable because there's just too much data.
Is that sharding? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's basically it's there's a lot of terms for it, but essentially it's just like splitting up the physics into the regions, just like we've done with the front end. We've already done that, but we haven't done that with the physics engine yet. So that's on the road, on the internal like backend dev roadmap that they'll be working on that real soon.
See,
Yeah,
that's
that'd be
something interesting you just said. You said back-end dev roadmap. So it's almost like there's a roadmap probably nobody even talks about, but it's like all the stuff that we probably don't want to talk about. So
Oh yeah,
this whole other roadmap.
We have a super senior dev team that working just on the back end. So you guys are probably interfaced with them a little bit, like Mark and Pete and Mavis. Might have talked with him, and then recently just brought on another very senior guy, Mike. He's going to be helping out as well.
I know.
So these guys are all like back end DevOps pros.
We also had David Freed, right, as an advisor. Is he still like part of the Gotchi gang, the team? Is he?
No, he worked with us for about he and his team worked with us for about 3 to 4 months, but it turns out they were working with like quite a few NFT projects, and they were just kind of overtaxed themselves and weren't able to focus on our project as much as we wanted. So we kind of ended that relationship with them a couple months ago.
That's fair.
But I mean, they had some. They did give us some good insights, and especially we were focused mainly on the combat stuff with them. So the combat has been a work in progress for many months now, and they did have a part in like helping with that. So that was cool.
I remember way a while back, before even the Gotchiverse was released, you guys had teaser clips of like these battles that were going on. So even back then, it seems like there was like testing going on back then before the Gotchiverse.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a cool little drop party there. Thanks,
GM
John.
Transistor.
Thank you, John. If this is
Good
the
morning,
same,
Anonymous.
if this is the same John Gotchi, he was in there last night showing us his Web3 school, and man, that thing it's looking pretty good. He has like rewards built in and bounties and like loot boxes that you have to unlock with like certain like each one's like its own little quest. Um, and so you can learn all these different basic Web3 skills, and it works its way up through these levels. Um, I'm probably not explaining it, giving it justice, but it is incredible. I can't wait to get the full version right now. I think it's in the testing phases right now, so it'd be cool to get the full version of that.
Am I the only one that is always impressed that we have always consistently putting more than 100 people every Saturday here?
It's pretty cool, man. We were floating around like 50, 60 for like a couple months, and then it just, as soon as the Gotchiverse released, it like doubled, you know. And sometimes we're pushing 200 or more, you know. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing given the amount of times that we do this in a month, right?
Oh yeah. Like our record, I think on in Discord here is over 1,000. That was like when we first released. When we just had everything turned on, it was over 1,000 people in here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, No Future and I, we were talking about this idea last night. Pretty interesting. In theory, you know, I know we can't turn on the thing on back now, but the idea that you could burn your friends or basically buy hearts with friends, and you'd be able to shoot those hearts, but it would be almost like a level playing field for the most part. It would only affect your HP. So you know, if you're running around a lot and you got hit with a whole bunch of hearts, you'll die quicker, but that's you draining your own HP. Other than that, all the stats will be the same. And you know, let's say one heart would do like, what did we say, 1 damage, something like that. And
I don't think we discussed the damage. We were talking more the price, like, oh, one
price,
friend
right?
per
Yeah,
heart, because we can see people spamming 100 hearts a minute if you're like, if there's yield associated with beating the crap out of each other.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
then we were also discussing to make this like more challenging and more fun, maybe we put it in a district and we move the vortexes out of the district, or you change the capacity of the gotchi in terms of when it can withdraw. Like you have to have a certain amount of alchemica before you can go to the vortex, so it keeps everybody in the fight zone, and it's just constantly killing each other and trying to battle. So I think if we did that, like I don't know how possible it would be to use friends, but I feel like it would be a huge burn for friends because of that potential yield and fun of running around like just shooting at each other.
I did some napkin math too, I think, and it was like you wouldn't have to do this for very long. It'd be like you could do like a week tournament or something, and you'd put a pretty good dent in it.
Yeah, that could be pretty fun.
Yeah, if you did it like say only during hot zone events, so people are like there's Alchemica already out in the map, and then it just becomes a free for all of trying to knock everybody else down. But then we were talking about the implications of organization, people getting guilds like waiting at vortexes and potentially needing to put like cooldown areas where you can't be attacked. But I'm like, I'd rather have it all open, like you're just getting attacked, because then it makes it harder to actually get out with the money, and that should be like part of the challenge and the fun.
Yeah, it could almost be its own event. Like the Hangout's kind of established now. Could be an interesting like side event that we hold. So you're saying basically we would that you could buy ammo with friends essentially?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we started thinking about like how with everything Aavegotchi there are levels. So like maybe we all have like using the idea of a quiver, you can only hold so many hearts unless you spend a certain amount of friends say to upgrade your quiver, so that you have more ammo. And then how bots would be affected by this because they would have to buy ammo or constantly get killed. And then so much strat gets involved because you have to wonder, like you can play better by sprinting, but you also lose your life by sprinting. So you have to like measure those
Mhm.
things. It becomes like, it adds all the strategy and potential for fun, but it could literally just be during the hangout in one district. And we're like, hey, everybody go to John Gotchi's parcel. We're about to, let off the altar, and then we're just all duking it out.
Love Gotchi is a cool idea there too. You could buy heart packs. Say like 10 hearts for 10, and then it would scale up. So 25 for 20, 100 hearts for 50, like that. So you're incentivized to burn more of your friends. You'll get a better deal if you do that.
Yeah, and if you think about it like that, then friends become a state mechanism for battle. So it's like there is like huge utility in that, because we want to battle, like, so it's like I think it could be very. It really does depend on like how it affects like the dev stuff, because I know you were saying, Cafe, yesterday that I think friends are an off-chain metric, right? It's not an on-chain metric.
Yeah,
No, they're on chain.
Oh, are they on the
They're
chain?
on.
I thought they just
Well, they're
accumulate like points.
yeah, well, that's still technically on
Yeah,
chain.
yeah.
Like it is on the chain. We know we have a balance on chain. It's just not an ERC20 token that you can
Gotcha.
like trade around.
That's the difference. Yeah.
So we would, if we wanted to do that, we would basically have some way to go into the like spend friends for an NFT, and then you'd probably burn that NFT in the game, and then that would like top up your balance of your hearts in the game.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was thinking, I don't know if this is possible, but could you use friends to make it a craftable? Like there's at the crafting table, you're using a recipe to build, your weapon, your hearts. Like you can, I guess you would craft like a bag of hearts, whatever that is, 10, 20, 100. And then you would want to craft like 50 of them and just keep them in your inventory, which
Mhm.
would put bots at a huge disadvantage because they would have to be aware that they're running out of like ammo and then go back and refill. I just don't know how hard that would all be.
I guess my main question would be, is this something like that we would want to introduce as a permanent game mechanic, like having the hearts? Because what we're kind of thinking is that gotchis will have a melee attack and a ranged attack as like by default. And so what you're saying is, well, the hearts, we could maybe charge friends or something for those. And then I guess, I mean, you guys aren't aware of even the melee attack, but if there is a melee attack, that would be the free attack, I guess. Or would we want to charge friends for all types of attacks that don't have a weapon? Because also we need to think about, like, once we have weapons and real battle and combat, we're probably not going to want to have people, like, are we going to want to charge people for that as well?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
yeah.
Because
My
they've
thought
already
was
paid for the weapon.
temporary.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is not my idea. Just the friend using the friends was for the battle was another friend. I forget the guy's name in Discord, but he was saying it more as a temporary use case. Like when weapons come out, hearts are disabled. This would just be to give people a battle mechanic that we've test netted sort of, and that we know is there to kind of satiate them, but also like kind of try to kill two birds with one stone and get rid of some of those friends.
I'm wondering, can we maybe designate a specific parcel, like a partner parcel, and maybe make a pseudo arena in the meantime and kind of keep it small scale?
Have it
We could-
contained within an area. Like that was another thing we were talking about, is having it in a specific area.
Like Pixelcraft Square.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the only thing I thought about was like some people might be bothered because there's limited ownership. Like I own 2 parcels in there. I think there's only 60 parcels in District that were up for sale, I believe, in District 27. So I don't know if that bothers people because I would be able to run and like, I'd be able to, I guess, teleport in there. But if we were doing it as a big event, then you would probably change the front end so that we would just go to District 27 or wherever this fight area is. And then the idea is that we know that the Citadel is not supposed to be a violent place. It's supposed to be like the peaceful place in the Gotchiverse. But the way I explained it yesterday is like we're in the industrial revolution of the Citadel, which in most emerging countries and economies tends to be a pretty violent era because there's no law, nothing's being built. It's not an advanced city yet where things get kind of like, less violent, less gang roaming around, beating crap out of each other. So it could be something that we turn off at any point, and then when we're ready, it could be just one-offs, anything.
Well, and after hearing y'all talk, go ahead, Ranger.
Gangs of New York Gotchi style.
Yeah, well, and I was wondering too, though, like if we make it parcel specific, a partner parcel is pretty large, and you could choose who wants to enter this specific. Then you could almost simplify the whole thing down to a small scale and make it like Gotchi Heart Dodgeball, and you could do one-on-ones, you could do teams, you could have different structures, and kind of keep it all compartmentalized.
Oh, cool! I see a maker building over here. That looks pretty cool.
And what's the goal of like the fighting? Is it just to shoot at each other and like would we want to have a leaderboard, or are we fighting for Alchemica?
We were kicking around the idea yesterday that maybe if we did it like as a tournament style, where it's the leaderboard is based on kills or Alchemica because it's all on chain, or it could just be like I said, say we do it during the spillover event where it's just this fun thing because we know there's going to be Alchemica on the map, so it's not like we're adding extra liquidity. So then it just enables us to like really engage with each other, because I think even if bots were to come in, I feel like more real players would come in because we would at least at the beginning have an advantage over them because we already have friends. It would, if anything, it would force bots to have to stake and put more assets into the ecosystem. But it's more so like the objective of that original poster's like post was just adding fun stuff that we can have now. But a leaderboard would be dope. I think everybody would dig that.
Hey, I know the GMI event's coming up or whatever. I was wondering, is it possible to like turn on spillover for that, like if they request it?
Not generally, because it's like we're not really doing that for specific events right now.
Okay, I just thought maybe it would bring, a little more gameplay to the actual events that like people are trying to hold inside the game right now, kind of like this one. Maybe something else you could request is to have those, hearts turned on too during different events instead of being on all the time.
Kind of like what Love Gotchi just said here too. I'm still focusing if it's on a parcel specific thing, how that would deploy, and so then it's almost like a parcel wars setup where the two participants can just kind of prearrange their own predetermined antes, and then that way you don't have to have any kind of game mechanics or on-chain mechanics specifically for rewards.
It'd be a cool way to implement the district voting mechanism. I'm not sure how close that is, but if we could have all the districts vote to see which district wanted to be the PvP district, and then whichever community like either had the most quorum. I'm not sure who would win that contest, but it'd be cool to see.
I really like what Hardcore said. Make an owner attendance various features. 100 owners equals spillage, 50 owners, and they turn on PvP. So like, yeah, if we have an event, some of these Discord events, maybe we marry that with like, hey, if we hit certain metrics, we're gonna, open up the floodgates for like a few minutes or something like that, where we'll just do a play drop style drop of Alchemica. Not a ton of it, but just like, hey, go nuts. But going back to the battle, yeah, if we did it in a whole district, it would be, oh, who did the Gangs of New York thing? That looks dope. Yeah, if it's all hearts because it's still all love, but we can like the leaderboard would be great, but I feel like most of us would be happy even just to be able to run around and kill each other just for a little bit here and there, because it will, like, if there is Alchemica and the other gotchis, there is a yield, so it becomes like a game then, and it really, like, I think people will become very interested, and I feel like it's low hanging fruit, and I wish I knew the guy's name guy or gal who put up the thing, but it was a really good suggestion, depending on how, like, if it gets in the way of anything.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea. We're getting ready actually to start our next big sprint for feature development related to, and we're probably going to put out a blog post on that hopefully by next week. So that is there's gonna be quite a bit of work for that. But if we can scope it out and have have it to be a fairly light load, then I think we could probably do something like that if that's what the community's like really wants while we're waiting for the actual combat to come.
Well, also maybe having something for people to let their energy out on there that way might allow us a little bit more time and space, to really figure out the traits and battle mechanics. Because I know that's gonna be, I mean, you guys are already working on it, but it's a lot of work to get that balanced and get it right. There'll probably be a lot of testing involved with that.
Yeah, there's gonna be we're gonna open that up as soon as we can to the community and have kind of like a sandbox area where you'll be able to play as your gotchi or also play as basically any gotchi and kind of just get the feel of what combat could be like.
The sandbox sounds amazing. Does anyone remember Dota?
Oh yeah.
So like the very, very original Dota was built in like Warcraft 3 and like not necessarily how the game was or was intended, but you could like use all the elements to like DIY your own like bootstrap game. So like having a sandbox ability to like, I don't know, add 20 gotchis to see what would happen, and just run that on your own.
That's kind of what we need that anyway for testing. So when we finally have that tool ready, we're definitely going to open that up to everyone to play with, and like try to identify strategies, try to identify anything that's OP or doesn't like feel good. That's going to be super fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, half of my childhood was in Warcraft 3.
Warcraft 3 is like my favorite game of all time. I spent so much time in that game, like in college and high school. It's so
I
good.
second that. And something what was said was actually really intelligent. That whole Battle.net environment that they had with multiple gameplays that third-party developers built on. That's an amazing idea for the Gotchiverse for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that kind of made like Warcraft, and I think Warcraft 2 had that as well, didn't it? Warcraft 2 Battle.net. I remember playing some fun games on there. They had like the what was that? It's like you had like everything built like super fast. And do you remember that? Like there was no cooldown time for building, so you would just build as fast as you can and try to like swarm your opponent with stuff. It was crazy.
They were very interesting game modes. It was interesting because there was some that you need to be very patient, and the other ones was just your ability to click the mouse really fast.
Yeah.
Age of Empires was another one that I played a lot. I don't know if you guys ever
Yeah,
played
AoE.
Yeah.
Very classic. Which
Have
one?
you played the new one?
No, I'm talking about like the first one or the second one.
The new one's my latest crack.
Oh, I haven't looked at the new one.
Tread lightly. Yeah, it's dope. Super dope.
Oh, really quick, while we have Ernani on stage, I just wanted to shout out. They have their auto petter. I now have my gotchis for my hardware wallet in the auto petter, just because with the hardware wallet, it's going to be a pain in the ass to pet them. It's working perfectly fine. Check it out. It's free, so that's a thing to check out. I remember the exact address. Ernani, what's the address for your auto petter?
Hey everyone, thanks for the shout out, no futuristic. The address is app.orion.network. I think I can put that in the chat. Is it on the general chat? Where is the best place for that?
Weekly Hangout.
On it.
Yeah, my gotchis are in there. They're chilling.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, on Thursday we revealed kind of like our roadmap, what we are working on. We launched our auto-petter, right? There are other options out there. We decided to start with the auto-petter just because it's one of the building blocks for the other things that we want to do, right? In the future, for the more complex services, you need to have your gotchas, always growing your kingship. So it made sense to start with a simpler use case. But in September, we are going to launch our essentially lending scheduler. which will enable NFT owners to, just configure what kind of lending parameters they want to lend their gotchas with. And our smart contract is going to be constantly, claiming your gotchi, relisting your gotchi based on the parameters that you preset. So yeah, a lot of base type of functionalities to everything that we want to do. We want to build a lot of services for NFT owners.
And this will be a non-custodial, right? Service. You're not actually taking custody of any assets.
Yeah, that's one of the amazing things about Aavegotchi, and something that I'm personally very excited about. All of these features, they are non-custodial, meaning that you give the smart contracts permission to do those things for you, right? Like pay your gotchi, lend your gotchi, but this smart contract doesn't actually have custody over your assets, right? So smart contract, if this smart contract is hacked, your assets won't be at risk or anything like that, which yeah, it's a pretty unique thing about Aavegotchi, and that I'm very supportive of.
Yeah, that's the exact same way I run what I do. It's off the smart, not through the smart contract. It's basically the smart contract is doing what I'm doing. So it keeps it decentralized in that sense, and no more issue of proxy voting because you hold on to your VP if you do it this way.
There is someone asking if the contract is safe. The smart contract is published on our GitHub. If you guys want to check out the code, it's just Orion Network on GitHub. And it's also verified on Polygon. So if you are on the contract address in Polygon, you'll be able to see the contract's code there. So yeah, if it's I coded the contract myself, so I'm a little bit biased to say that it's safe. But if you wanna check the code yourself, feel free to.
Are you also planning to code the lending automation?
Yeah. We are in a moment right now that we are hiring Solidity developers. So in the meantime, I have to step up a little bit and take the leadership on bringing this skill to Orion Network, because it's missing. We desperately need very experienced Solidity developers. I'm sure you went through that as well, right, Coder?
Always, yeah, always going through that. It's there's not enough really good like Solidity developers.
Yeah,
always,
my background is
always be looking.
My background is as a DevOps engineer. I work for banks and other big companies as a cloud person, but I also work for many years in Consensus and the companies that built MetaMask and many other cool decentralized applications. So I'm very familiar with the ins and outs of blockchain.
Oh, somebody let off over.
Hey, Hernani, you guys got a lot of budding dev talent over there at Orium as well, and Hardcore is going to be pushing this all weekend with this upcoming Morales hackathon, and so he's wanting to see some teams get assembled so we can go dominate this and kind of represent Gotchi Gang strong. You guys want to play ball?
Yeah, absolutely. User Default has been the leadership on organizing our community. He's probably the best person to keep in the loop with that. But yeah, absolutely. We're definitely great to join.
Perfect. We'll make it happen.
What's this I hear about the artist summit? What's happening there?
Ooh, yeah, the artist summit. We should definitely talk about that.
That was what I was talking about, turning on the spillover for.
Yeah.
The artist summit. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of a mini version of what we did for the guild summit, but we want to recognize all the art and creativity that we have in our community. So we have a whole bunch of artists that we know that we're familiar with, but also we've reached out to many others, and we're going to try and get as many of these creative people, not only like visual art, but also we have people like No Future, Zombie Shepherd, FaZe. They've all created like Aavegotchi themed music, so it'd be kind of cool to have like a little gotchi jam session. And so the idea is we've invited a few speakers that we're gonna have come in there, and then at the end we'll just kind of end off with like a set, multiple sets that people have put together for our summit, and we can hang out on our parcel. If we can get some Alchemica to rain down during that time, that would be amazing. I know I brought it up with Jesse. He said he'll talk to the team and see what you guys can do, but that would be pretty cool. And then also we want to show off some exclusive artwork that people have done for Aavegotchi in the past. Some things that you guys have probably not even seen. So it'll be cool to kind of like, have your memes going, have some art that you can show off. And then
Hey, Hefe, on that note, I'm kind of at artist mecca right now.
nice.
So if there were some artists interested in doing this, what would be like the easiest 20-second like thing to do for them to get them like in that mix? Because it's a little chaotic.
Yeah, okay.
Join the Discord.
Well,
Discord, you guys have shit. We need some like some QR code stickers or something.
yeah, I think it's a good idea. But also, you could just let them know that there's like a creative organization that's trying to be decentralized within this game called Aavegotchi. Without going into that too much into detail about that, I'll try and
Yeah, I talked to some people last night, and they were like, "Pause, dude, what?" And
Yeah.
I was like, I was just trying to explain what an NFT MMORPG was.
Oh my god! I mean, the quickest shortcut, honestly, that I've found, because I've talked to quite a few artists within like the crypto Twitter space, and the point that I've been able to get across was, hey, look at this video, because Aavegotchi put together that whole video with
Okay.
with the liquidators and everything, and then I explained the dynamic between the Aavegotchi and the liquidator, and then people always find that really interesting. But then, I'll mention Alchemica. If they get more curious about Alchemica, I'll talk about it. But that's where I tend to lose. Sometimes I lose people with that. So I find just showing them the video and being like, yo, look at this work that they put together, and then I explain some of the lore behind it, and they seem to get it after that as an artist, like from an artist's perspective,
If anyone could link that MP4 file and just tag me so I can download it, the internet out here is not great when things get wild. So having that like downloadable real quick on mobile would help me out tonight. Yes, someone can tag me.
Yeah. I think it's on the main Aavegotchi Twitter. Isn't it still pinned up there? I believe it's still pinned up.
Yeah, it's just an issue of getting that like on my phone saved.
Oh.
I got
It's in chat, Ranger.
Yeah, I could do it on a PC in like 3 seconds.
No worries.
I saw that an update went through, but
I'll also send you guys working on it.
How long till we can put that NFT artwork into the Gotchiverse to kind of have like the event in the Gotchiverse?
Ooh.
So that's the topic of the next big sprint that we're working on.
Very cool. Sounds like do you have a time frame, little alpha for that one, or is that something that you guys don't really have yet?
We are tentatively aiming for end of September it's a pretty big feature release. Not as big as farming, but pretty big. So we are aiming for the end of September for that. We'll see if we can get that.
And you're saying you'll be able to use other NFTs as well inside the verse at all, or like have events like that or something like that?
So if you've done NFT art for Aavegotchi, you should definitely make us aware of that. And we do want to build a list of collections that have been done. And if it's as long as there's no not suitable for work kind of stuff in the collection, there's a good chance that we'll put it in. And we'll get to a point where the community is voting in collections as well.
Hefe, do you wanna kind of verbalize your 3 rules that is kind of prevalent in that other community that you're enjoying so much? I thought that was a good scope of what we could look at for bringing things into here.
Yeah, rare Pepe only has 3 rules. To make a rare Pepe, it can't be low effort, and that's a very subjective term because there are some Pepes that look very low effort, but they're actually hilarious. So maybe if it's low effort but somehow is very viral, maybe that. But for the most part, low effort stuff is no good. And then you have has to have an Aavegotchi in it. That's rule number 2. And then the third one, Dan, you already said that one. That would be not safe for work. So it has to be safe for work. Those are the 3 simple rules. It seems to work for their community. I don't know.
Now, in the future, could like the DAO change the rule to allow any NFTs into their district?
I would still say probably no, Emperor, because you'll just otherwise that one district could become essentially like a red light district in terms of advertising. That's not going to work overall.
I was just
Yeah, we'll
wondering.
just have to quarantine your district. You won't. No one will be able to go in there. We really do want to keep this game suitable for work and suitable for kids as well. Even though we're not specifically oriented towards like kids, but there are a lot of like parents have their kids play the game. We know that, so we don't want to introduce anything like obscene.
Could you have like an adult button though? Like you could like censor it for kids.
We're gonna make a private something else for you, Gotchi Emperor. You need a special place.
He's in the red light district where the geishas roam free.
So a real quick update on this update that just went through. There's 2 major, not really major, but kind of cool things that were put out. One of them is, we were definitely trying to get this out before the Hangout. Not really totally sure why it went out during the Hangout, but we'll try to prevent doing that in the future so people don't get kicked out. But the 2 updates is a little bubble indicator when someone's chatting with the bubble, so you can kind of see if they're getting ready to send a message, where before you couldn't see that. And the other is a limited preview of some of the streetlight ideas that we've been working on. These are gonna be removed after the Hangout, so you can kind of enjoy them for now and kind of see some ideas that we've been working on for streetlights.
Oh, what is that?
Definitely post the ones that you guys that you've seen as you come across them. Kind of each district has different streetlights and like a different theme.
Has anybody else gotten back into the Gotchiverse?
I'm just
I see
trying.
there's
Yep,
600 people in.
I'm in.
I'm trying to get
It's
in.
like
I'm
500
back in.
people in. Should be good now.
Are those things that people are posting up there? Are those like shrines or?
These are some of the new kind of streetlights or various kind of decorations that are coming to the Gotchiverse in the future. So these are kind of a limited preview. We're kind of working on a system that will populate the world with these items without us having to like manually do every single one of them, because that would be a huge task. So this will allow us to like place these objects in the game on based on like rules that we've come up with, and it will just run a script and it'll go and it'll place all the various like street lights and trees all sorts of things like that. These are all made, handcrafted by the master artisan himself, Neon Kong. I don't know if he's in the chat right now or not. But some really cool stuff, really cool art that he's made.
I've talked to Neon Kong a few times, and he was talking about his vision for the Gotchiverse. So it's cool to see that now coming into play. Does he do a lot of this stuff with the lore as well?
Yeah, we work very closely on the lore and a lot of the storytelling, and I think you guys can expect a lot more on that front pretty soon. Start looking forward to that a little bit.
Ooh, are we talking about the level of reveal that we saw with like Gotchiverse light paper? Like,
there's not going to be any one specific reveal.
We building on top of that in a sense.
It's going to be a process.
A process.
It wouldn't be as fun if we gave it to you all at once, right?
You mean like in episodes or chapters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you release it in chunks, it gives people the chance to fill in the blanks also, which has been interesting.
Really quickly, I just want to read Shah's post. Attention mini game /. I've been working on this AGG game hosting platform integrated with an on-chain event system to host all of the Aavegotchi mini games and their specific events. I'm almost there with finishing up the light paper. So if anyone's interested in talking some parts, smart contracts, front end or back end, feel free to DM me anytime. It's going to be a community-made platform and totally open source. So don't ever feel shy to get involved. So if you're into mini games or a dev looking into getting into mini games, Hefe, maybe hit up Shah.
I've actually been talking to Shah, so that'll be interesting. He's been working on this for a while, but I think it's time to get all the everything integrated into his front end. So at least that's another place we can go to play these games and have somewhere where they're hosted reliably too. I think is gonna be good.
Who was that again? Shah?
Shah, yeah.
Yeah, Aavegotchi Games.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get in touch with him. I'm just concerned with the spelling. If I'm gonna find him out. You might need DM me later. Not just with his handle.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Appreciate that.
Oh, District 27. There's Alchemica all over the place, but nobody around. So just taking a nice little jaunt through the district. Where are you guys at? Are you still at GMI?
I'm roaming around. I'm in I think District 1, northwest.
Did you guys crack all 3 of those channelings yet? Because I think you channeled 1 or 2 while I was there.
Yeah, I mean, I did the I, so. Did someone crack?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Good.
Also, that was the first successful synchronized GMI estate channeling. Well done.
It worked out. We had a few friends that showed up, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a nice little spillover.
I haven't seen any of these streetlights yet. Is there a specific place we need to go for this? Or you just seems like they're like in between parcels and stuff.
Or like on roads, maybe?
Yeah, I haven't seen there's some.
You don't see any of them?
I haven't seen any of them yet.
Yeah, try getting near a road. That's where most of them are.
Okay. Let me migrate over. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like those green street lights. It'd be cool for Halloween if we had jack-o'-lanterns.
Is Halloween an international holiday?
I think so. North American.
No, not at all.
It,
Not at all.
uh,
There's other cultures that don't like Halloween at all.
Yeah, I figured that. So I just wondered.
But what about maybe this little special limited edition Halloween haunt of Ghost Collateral Gotchis, huh?
I heard you say that before. Ooh, I like this. This is like a 10. I'd be down for that. I mean, it is asset inflation. It's a real, I mean, I want a Ghost Collateral Gotchi. That's kind of, and or the opportunity to get more Gotchis, even though they'll be low kinship. Yeah, this street lamp looks cool as hell. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want more like a Ghost Gotchi, limited run for, I guess, Halloween, I guess?
I think it just sets precedent for more limited runs for different things, and we'll end up having all these different limited runs, and then I don't know.
You mean you don't believe in DAO management here, Hefe?
I think it's gonna get out of control, man. But it's a good idea. I think whenever we have our next haunt, a good chunk of them should be like that. Should be a collateral.
So no, and it's not a haunt 3, it'd be a limited thing. But anyways, on that then, what are we gonna do for Halloween?
Jack-o'-lanterns, man. You gotta craft. You can craft jack-o'-lanterns to put on your parcel. That could be the craftable. Crafting Wednesdays for that. October.
Rarity farming will be done by then, right? We only have.
I think so.
Next week is the second round, and then we have another month. Yeah, it'll be done by.
I think we'll have some things that could be Halloween related, but it's still a couple months out. We'll think about it and open to suggestions from the community for sure. Right now, it's actually the Ghost Month in Asia. For anyone out there in Asia, it's I think it's happening right now. Anyone in Asia can, in like Singapore and like maybe Malaysia, China. This is like the Ghost Month. They say you don't want to go outside and whistle. It's like something you can't do.
Is that like a law?
No, it's not a law, but it's like, I mean, unless you want to get possessed, like, don't whistle.
Oh man, that's intense.
I think it's most of Asia, like maybe I don't know about Japan and Korea, but definitely like South Asia, Southeast Asia. Definitely has a lot of that.
Do you go around whistling, Coder Dan, and laughing?
I am a whistler. I do like whistling, but my wife will always tell me, "Don't whistle." Like it's people don't whistle in Asia. It's weird. Like there's very few people that'll actually be outside like whistling a tune when they're walking.
Yeah, I'm always whistling, so I would definitely be really, really possessed.
Yeah.
Can any of you do those like really loud, screechy whistles? Or like my dad used to be able to do that with like two fingers. And
that was my dad too, man. He can do that. He'd call us through the grocery store.
Yeah, just like wake everybody up real quick out of nowhere.
I tried to learn it. I can't. I do love whistling. I can't ever figure it out how to do that. Need to go on YouTube or something.
I can regular whistle. Like I just whistle all sorts of little tunes.
I used to be able to whistle real good when I was a kid, and I whistled in church, and they told me to stop, and I didn't. And to that day, I can't whistle anymore.
So one culture you get possessed, the other one you lose the ability to whistle.
Yeah. Did the church take it away from you? Did they like curse you?
Someone took something.
Yeah, the church takes a lot from a lot of kids.
Oh, I like that, China. We could do trick or treat Halloween night and enable like we had for the Guild Summit event. We can advertise when we're channeling so all the gotchis can come collect their Alchemica candy.
That's cool. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, a little spillover event. Oh, we have almost 900 players in. Oh man, I don't know about you guys, but I personally enjoyed the recent little dip on Matic because I've been able to get some that otherwise that I wasn't able to get earlier.
Well, and just straight shot to Ghost too, man. Everything fell on its face there, but she pumped a little, didn't she?
Yeah.
Are you buying Matic as an
Hey, hold on.
investment
Did
or
someone
just
say
to
Matic
sustain
here?
your?
Did Matic dip?
Yeah, it's at like 78 cents. It was near like
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it was near over $1.
Are you buying to sustain your operations in the futuristic or as an investment?
No, just because I love Matic. I mean, I need it for the operation, but going concerns, I guess. But it's more like I bought some at 30, sold it at like 50 to buy wearables, and then just lacked liquidity to get back in. It soared up to $1, and I like for the first time I was like, no, you don't follow the FOMO. You're gonna wait for this shit to dip, and it dipped, and it's been dipping, so I've been averaging in slowly. Because 78 cents Matic is crazy. I don't, with all the stuff that's happening on this network, it just doesn't make any sense. This is not financial.
Never too much.
Yeah. So just slowly averaging in. Just if it keeps dipping, I'm gonna keep buying.
Is anyone
Coder Dan.
Is anyone else having some issues in the Gotchiverse right now? I just keep getting stuck.
It should be good now.
Oh, okay. I'll just refresh.
The devs are a little bit more active today, trying some stuff. So they're like turning the collisions on and off to see how that affects performance. So there might be a little bit of weirdness on and off, but it should be good now.
I'm watching
Dan,
a pool of Alchemica change colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It looks cool like that.
Dan, I wanted to ask two questions real quick. Just on the tech side of things, with y'all sprints, do you use standard sprints? Are they 2 weeks in structure? I was wondering. And then second, have you experimented or played with Polygon Hermes yet at all?
Wait, you spoke really fast there. Sorry.
No worries. First of all, what kind of length of sprint does the team use? Are y'all on like a 2-week standard for y'all's tech sprints, or is it kind of ambiguous? And then second, have you experimented with Polygon Hermes at all?
We do typically our sprints they're more like feature releases. So within that there's kind of like the whole feature, and then those typically last for about a month and a half, maybe a little bit longer or shorter. Within that, we basically just dump all the tasks into our software that we use, and then everyone just starts working on them. So it's not like a traditional Scrum 2-week sprint. And the other one, we have not used Hermes yet. But I'm curious if you have any follow-up on that.
It's been a while since I've been to the Polygon.technology homepage, and they just have so many new suites on there. Polygon ID is available to play with. Polygon Hermes is available to play with. Avail's available to play with. It's just they're working hard.
From identity, I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed with the solutions that are out there, right? We have Lens Protocol. Polygon has the decentralized identity. I'm kind of trying to figure out what it's going to become really popular. Because we want to integrate that in the platform we're building, and we don't know which one is going to come on top of it. They are complementing each other.
So I'll say right there that those are not competitive products at all. The Lens does not provide what ID is meant to provide, and ID is meant to provide ZK-based credential authentication that can be handled on third party. Very unique, very much I think the only one kind of doing what they're doing specifically right now.
It would be very interesting to have a chat with you later on that, Mike Kevin. I think you were on our Twitter space when we talked about the user's identity on not only Aavegotchi but all of the plates we're in games, and we are building towards that. So it would definitely be great to hear your what are your thoughts on it.
Definitely. They're doing good stuff. I've had the opportunity to use it. It's only limited right now to the Polygon Ecosystem DAO, which anybody can join. And so if you join the Polygon Ecosystem DAO Discord server, you can get the Polygon ID app, which is a mobile-only app, and it provides this interaction between a mobile-only platform and QR scans that happen on the desktop to authenticate.
Yeah, the Polygon team is awesome. I'm a big fan of it.
Guys, I got to call it early today, so y'all keep having fun. I'm going to be out in the winds today, and I'll be around for tomorrow, but have a good day, everybody.
Yeah, man.
You too.
I have to
Yes.
drop in
Keep it
as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
See you later.
I haven't actually been able to get Polygon ID to work. Is it working on your guys' phone?
Android's having a little bit of troubles. Apple's working a little smoother, but Android's got troubles in the second QR authentication sometimes. I've had to uninstall the app and reinstall it. Certainly not perfect yet.
Yeah, it's not even opening for me on Apple. I was so excited to try it, and then I opened it, and it just crashes immediately. So I don't know if I should reinstall it. I asked them like, what should I do, and no one got back to me on their team, unfortunately.
That's the same situation I had on that regard. I've had success uninstalling completely and reinstalling, and eventually one of the instances worked cleanly, and then I just didn't mess with it.
All right, I'll uninstall it here.
Growing pains. I still gotta try it out, but you got me interested, Mikhail. I'm gonna try it out. Get that on my. I don't have any like crypto stuff on my phone, so it's like a barrier I have to cross, I guess.
That's probably better.
Like I got the Ledger, I set up my vault, and now it's like I could do the Ledger mobile app, and I'm like, why? That seems like no, I'm good. I don't want to touch this thing ever. We're just gonna leave it somewhere and just never engage with it.
Yeah.
I ordered the safe yesterday though, so that's cool. I've never owned a safe, so it's like, all right. Now I got to look into titanium plates and punching things and whatnot. Shout out to what's his name, Choina, for giving me that information.
Dr. Wagner says he has a vault announcement if we wouldn't mind bringing him on stage.
Oh shoot, I'll jump off stage and bring him up.
One day Discord need to really fix this raise hand thing. So stupid.
I don't see Dr. Wagner's hand up. Can you tell him to raise it?
Raise thy hand, sir.
Let me see if I can do it, because I think I have permissions. Where is your hand, sir? I can see him. Let's bring you up.
I just reinstalled Polygon ID. No luck. I don't know, but it's like I think it's a 12. It's not that old.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, there you go.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, just wanted to check in. The big announcement we have from the Vault perspective is we're making Gotchi deposits free. There was previously one ghost per Gotchi deposit, but it's going to be free to do so now, which will make life a little bit easier for those of us that were like in and out or using other people to channel for us instead of just like random users in the vault. So that'll make it a lot more user friendly, and we're pretty excited about that. Then we have a list of other features that are coming here soon, so stay tuned.
And so before, I guess you had to put your Gotchi, if you're going to take it out, you could take it out and you put it back within 24 hours and you'd be good, right? Now you're saying you can, at your will, whatever you want to do, right? If you want to leave it in there for a little while, you could do that. If you want to leave it in there for a day, you could do that. Kind of like, I go away on trips sometimes. It'd be nice to, I guess, do that and get a pet. Or,
Right, just super easy to throw it in there for the weekend or for however much time you want. You don't have to be obsessive about a 24-hour period and just missing it and then having to pay a whole ghost per gotchi, which is like a day of profit. And that should go live in the next day or two. We're just pushing everything through our multi-sig now. And then obviously your gotchi gets pet while it's in there, and then does not get XP for votes, as we've talked about previously.
Yeah, right on.
It does if you have to vote. If as long as you vote on Snapshot, you'll get it if it's in the vault.
Correct. Yep. You got to vote with the address that deposited your gotchi.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, very cool. Right on.
We're super excited for kind of the next round of land permissions. I'm really bullish on what we're going to be able to do as a community with more granular permissions for land management and being able to, like for me, for example, I work close with Ragnar and his group of people, and I would love to give him a spacious parcel to build on. He has the most productive whitelist in the Gotchiverse currently, but he doesn't have any land. But the way that there's just not the right permissions for me to like trustlessly let him build. And I think that's like one example, but we'll be able to really expand our community, I think, to like what we typically thought as scholars before once we have those permissions out. And the Vault will, of course, support those and hopefully expands the amount of people building in the Gotchiverse.
Yeah, actually, Coder Dan, I had a question for you. I put it in the Discord yesterday, but there's no current way, due to because I guess those smart contract functions aren't live yet, to be able to move my land into my hardware wallet and still be able to access it with my client gotchis, because the lending operator is the hot wallet. Is there, like, once that fix goes in, I guess with a whitelist, I'll be able to fix that. Is there any workaround that I can use? Because I'm currently keeping the land in my hot wallet so that I can keep it open to my clients.
So what exactly you're? Sorry, I don't totally understand the flow here. It's pretty complicated. So you have your gotchis are in your hardware wallet, and the land is currently in the hot wallet, but you want it to be in the hardware wallet.
Yes,
And
it matters for channeling client gotchis because their gotchis are lent to my hot wallet. So because if I move the land to the hardware wallet, I won't be able to channel on it with those gotchis because it's not in the same wallet.
yeah, so the whitelist is in the works. It's gonna be part of the next like big sprint that we're working on. So it's definitely it's a feature that will be coming. And installation upgrading as an access right is also that's going to be a little bit sooner. But the whitelist part for everything is going to take a little bit longer, but that is in the works.
Yeah, I'll just leave it in the hot wallet.
That's a good point. It's going to allow us to be a little bit more creative with our land. And, I was talking to No Future about this last night. I have 7 parcels that don't really get interacted with a whole lot. I have 7 gotchis, so I could go out and rent, I just don't go out of my, to do that. But it would be nice to have some sort of way where you could have some arrangement with another group of gotchis to tend to your land for a cut or, something. Trustlessly, of course.
There goes the land. You just need to be able to do the same thing with land as gotchis, right?
Oh man, I just picked up. You were talking about rentals. There are some decent rentals that's on the market. one will go here. What's the number? 16184.
We had a friend made a recent proposal on Snapshot. There are 2 proposals open right now. If you guys haven't voted, make sure you go and vote and get that potential SIGPROP XP. The first one is setting limits on the number of borrowed gotchis allowed per wallet address. And that one is currently, if it meets quorum, if it stays the way it is, then the option limit market to number of parcels +1 will be the winner because it has a 23% vote differential with the second option, which is keep current limits as they are. That's keep current limits as they are, I believe, is referring to 1 borrow limit per address. That's the second most popular option right now. And that is about 2 million ghosts away from quorum, and I don't think the vault has voted yet. So probably, as long as they vote, it probably will reach quorum. But so make sure that you, if you want to get that XP, you should be going to vote on that one. Drop the link here. And the other one, this is a proposal that Crypto Green just added, like right before the Hangout. I haven't really read through the details of it yet, and it would also be great next time if we had a DAO forum post to go together with it. Crypto Green, if you're around, would you like to come on and say a few words about this proposal? Or at least mention it in the chat here.
I'll see if I can bring him up because he or she was bouncing the proposal, like asking me for feedback about it. So
while we're working on getting him up, we've been talking for a couple weeks now about increasing our liquidity pools for the Alchemica ghost pairs. There's a lot of Alchemica, and obviously close to 5 million ghosts that the DAO has. And we've been trying to talk about how much LP for the DAO to put in and over what time period. I think kind of our consensus currently is to do about $75,000 worth of liquidity for each of the pairs. And then we need to figure out if we want to do that over a couple tranches or just all at once. So we can plan to discuss that a little bit more tomorrow, but look for a proposal for the DAO to add liquidity and likely not stake for glitter, but at least get the liquidity added.
Yeah, I saw the post. You guys are talking about 30K worth of Alchemica and Ghost, was it?
Yeah, the idea would be 30,000 of Ghost and the matching amount of Alchemica for each pair. So it ends up being about $75,000 total.
Cool.
Which is about a 30% increase in the pool size, 20 to 30. So it's a pretty good bump in overall liquidity.
I think it's better to do that sooner than later, right? I mean, with the current rewards are pretty good. I could see them going down over time. I don't think.
And to be clear, it won't impact like the glitter rewards because we're not staked. It would not be staked for glitter. It would just kind of support the pools.
Right. Okay. Never mind.
If the DAO feels that we do want to stake for glitter, I was gonna maybe leave that up for a second proposal or further discussion. But I think we're all in agreement that we just need more liquidity in the pools, and getting that done was more of a priority for me.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't want my yields to go down either, right? So I'll keep collecting my 1 glitter per block right now till that runs out.
Curious about the glitter and the kind of the community's opinions on the LPs right now, because it looks like basically the Alchemica pairs have around 300K worth of liquidity each, and the glitter pair has around 500K, I think was last time I checked the June board. That's what it says. Is the general consensus or the feeling is that there's just too much risk and the reward of LPing is just not high enough right now? Or is it a lack of awareness on some of the community's part? People just don't know that there's an option to do the staking and earning, or is something else? I'm just very curious because we do have very attractive rewards, and they've been fairly well sustained as well. But I would kind of hope to expect higher LPs. But I mean, 300K isn't terrible. It's just, it could be better.
The APY,
feel
maybe
like-
people don't see it.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's also because Gotchi Gang. We've talked about people to come in, like not like that, but it's like we're all like, we probably shouldn't talk about this out loud because then everybody's gonna raid our pool and kill our rewards.
Yeah.
It's more like joking, but I don't see a lot of people posting on Twitter the amazing rewards that they're getting from Twitter, from Glitter staking or Alchemica staking.
Yeah. It's also that if we posted the APY publicly, yeah, people might come in that are maybe not core Gotchi Gang, and they might just like buy in and dump or they might just earn and dump the glitter, which is fine. It's just, is that how do we want to advertise it in that way or not? I'm sure there's some people doing it anyway, but there's other people that actually are using the glitter for building. So if we advertise it too heavily, the balance of people that are just farming and dumping would probably become higher.
Yeah, and in this market, it's hard to find good yields. So anybody who sees that would just be like, "Oh, there's a yield. All right, okay, I'm going all in." And they might not, yeah, like you said, they might not even keep the tokens. So it's a fine balance for sure. I've talked to a couple guilds that are kind of just thinking about it. Maybe this conversation around friends, like I've definitely been trying to spread the word that, hey, friends use case is very limited compared to what glitter is going to be. So maybe right now is a time to start thinking about it. And so I don't even know if those guilds have moved their funds yet, but maybe we might see that soon, them moving into these pools.
I can offer my perspective a little bit. So, right now it's more lucrative to, build out upgraded farm than it is to farm for glitter. And that wasn't the case for a while. And so that's why I was delaying my build. But as we've seen glitter depreciate, Alchemica has held up surprisingly really well, especially with FOMO. And so just from a APY perspective, if that's your priority, with level 9 altar, I get around 350% APY with my altar bonus for my gotchis. But farming glitter is around 195% APY. So as a large holder, it makes more sense for me to build and upgrade my farm than it does to LP. I think that's a healthy position to be in. I want people to build and play the game and invest in their parcel. But we're probably losing some large Alchemica holders to building, which I think is okay. But we need to find ways to add liquidity, whether it's as the DAO or perhaps the Vault or other guilds, to kind of commit to adding that liquidity if it's not the best investment choice for other holders.
Yeah, because it's almost like a public good, right? 'Cause you are being rewarded for it, but if it's not the most optimal choice for you, then you're just not going to go with it. But we end up not having a great liquidity ecosystem for people to look at when they come in. They might be interested in Aavegotchi from the kind of the DeFi perspective. They might be looking at it and looking at the LP pairs and say like, oh, guys, there's only 300K worth of liquidity here. Can't really do much with it. So as a token economy, we do need to kind of think about the depth of our liquidity, and I think we have plenty of tools available for it. On our side, we're Pixelcraft. We're kind of doing our part, and the DAO will be doing their part, and probably some other things we can do as well. But I think it is a goal of one of the goals I think of like a blockchain or Web3 game with the token economy is you need to have decent token liquidity for people. Otherwise, it's just like it almost like a red flag to some people. I guess they would look at it and just say, "Oh, there's no liquidity here. This game is like, there's no one playing it." But yeah, I think the DAO moving to add liquidity is a good first move.
Are the devs messing with the roads? They're like just turning on and off, and like little side roads.
Yeah, I think that's part of the limited preview update that they're playing with to see how kind of stress testing some of the mechanics they've been working on. That's going to go away after the Hangout.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was hanging out in one of the little gotcha parks.
So Michaelium says, look at the complete misunderstanding in the space. Ghost one holder has more than 38 million of the 47 million coins. It's obviously the Matic bridge. Well, people are not going to do a lot of due diligence. They're going to just look at the holder chart and I don't know, does it say at least Polygon bridge? If you go and on Polygon scan, look at Ghost. It'd be nice if it actually said Polygon bridge, right? Let's see. Oh, there's a little update on the Gotchiverse analytics page. We added the number of tiles and all the different tiles that people are buying and the numbers. So I'll drop that page again. Still kind of a work in progress. We're adding to it kind of every week. So they are now ordered in terms of the ID. We got the golden tiles and then the grasses and the rugs. And then we get into the new the mosaic tiles. So just a reminder on those, the blue tiles are going to end on Wednesday. They last for 2 weeks. And once they're gone, they can't be minted again.
I crafted a ton of the blue ones. That's going to be... I'm planning something out on some of my blank reasonable parcels. Someone made a cool tool. I think it's Mula on Twitter. Has created a tool where you can import images into his builder, and you can actually... It'll show you how many tiles you need and how you can arrange them on your parcel to like imitate the image. A lot of blue diamonds were crafted. Dang. Not many blue ghosts. Well, those are the blue hearts and blue ghosts. The Gotchi Farming also has a realm simulator on their site. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Zbot. I gotta say, Zbot's gonna be at the Art Summit too. He said he's gonna be there, so pretty stoked for that. See Zbot at the summit. Oh yeah, so the Artist Summit, by the way, is going to be... We're trying to aim for the Hangout right after the hangout on the 27th, so next week. We're hoping we can launch the summit for then. If that seems to work for the majority, that's what we'll go with.
The 27th. Okay, that's coming up very soon then.
Yeah, that's our next week's hangout. And so we have like a rough schedule up. We've done some planning already and have a good idea of who's going to be there. But if you're still, if you're an artist in the audience right now, or you have some creative ability, it doesn't have to be like visual art, but some sort of creative ability, definitely reach out to us. We'd love to have you there and be part of it. We want to highlight all the great creativity that's going on in our space. A lot of user-generated content. And then maybe we can think about like a hackathon or a game jam. That'd be kind of cool too to do. Yeah, Coder Dan, you got to get your drummer skills out, man. You got to do that.
Man, my drums they're currently like packed up because I was moving. So I don't they're not in my city where I am right now, unfortunately. But could do some beatboxing maybe.
Oh, beatboxing. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember you beatbox. I forgot. Like, yeah.
A little bit. I dabble.
Here to drop some beatboxing alpha for us now?
Yeah, let's hear a little bit.
Well, if someone's got a rap or something, we'll make a thing about it.
No future can rap. Go ahead, beatbox.
We can leave it for the artist summit, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll do it during the artist summit.
Yeah.
Got to do a little freestyle. Old school.
Dr. Wagme's out if we start beatboxing.
We're on the street corner right now, just beatboxing, back in the 90s.
It's a street corner in the Citadel, though. That's where we're at.
The red light street corner.
Cam wants to do a poetry jam. He's been getting into his haikus lately. So if you're a poet into poetics, you could definitely reach out to us as well for the art summit. That's an art form as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, poetry slam.
He's been doing these like little gotchi haikus and posting them on LensTube or Lenster. There you go. I like it. It's good.
That's so fucking dark. Oh man.
Who's it? I think was it Bin Laden that made that the Raffle Gotchi and the Shogun Gotchi? That was pretty epic.
That was epic. That was cool. Lagan, how did you make that? Did you use it looks like you're using like pencil shading. Like it looked like different from your normal art style. Been experimenting with some stuff. He showed me some of his cards too. Just other artwork that he's been working on. It's pretty cool. Digital.
What do you guys use for your art? Like, is there a software or something, or like just Photoshop?
Procreate on like an iPad. Procreate with an Apple Pencil.
Oh man, you guys all use it. Procreate. All right. I don't have an iPad though. Do I need to buy one?
I've been messing around with Procreate as well. I got some stuff.
But I can't really draw.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like I know Photoshop, but I hate graphic design. I just don't want to do it. Oh, Dr. Wagme. Save that for the dicto.
Nice. Very nice. Your first NFT.
So the summit's going to be right after the hangout on the next Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it the same parcel as before?
Yeah, the same 3 parcels. That's where we'll hold it at. GMI parcels. 1888.
We'll have the smoke session in my parcel behind a GMI. I'll let off. It's a level 1, so spilling over.
That would actually be a cool installation, like an Aavegotchi fog machine. And it just like spews out like fog on your parcel.
Yeah, its name is Gotchi Emperor.
You have to put a Gotchi Emperor NPC. That is the fog machine. And
It's just smoke coming out of them constantly.
That's funny. Getting blazed in the freaking Gotchiverse.
Host a hidden GMI speakeasy. I would do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Man, some of these streetlights are really cool. These ones in District 8 are like floating.
What do you think about like what it's doing to the street though? It kind of is really like weird and it messes with my head.
Yeah, it's very very alpha right now. It won't be like that in the final version.
Yeah, it's
Enjoy
like
them while they're there.
the streets like moving in and out like it's like trippy.
Yeah, the boosts, like the ground Alchemica is like flickering. Actually looks pretty cool, but yeah, obviously it's confusing.
Don't do it if you have seizures.
Yeah, and I had a question regarding these NFT displays. You know, we brought it up a few times now, but how are you guys thinking of the actual display aspect of these NFTs? Like, I'm trying to visualize what it would look like to, you know, walk up to a parcel. Like, are you gonna walk up to the parcel and you'll see that NFT in miniature, scaled down form, or is it gonna be like kind of like what World Wide Web 3 has in their apartments, where you click on the actual installation or the actual picture on the wall, and then it actually opens up another window with the NFT?
How do you want it to be?
Ooh.
I like both. I like both.
I like the ability to actually see the artwork up, you know, scaled to its full form, but also have that ability that if you're walking up to a parcel, you can recognize, you know, if someone has like some really cool artwork that's recognizable. And then you'd click on it, and then that would give you the full form of the artwork, you know, something like
Yeah,
that.
like if you're fully zoomed in, you can kind of see that on one of the, you know, on there. But if you click on it, you can see the whole thing. So you could have both.
Yeah, kind of have both. The ability to see that scaled up would be really nice. And even, you know, with that same theme for the UI, kind of like with what you have for the crafting table, you know, it'd be like a thing like that with arrows left and right, and you can even maybe scroll through if there's multiple artworks. That's kind of how I envision it, but, you know, I kind of want to hear how you guys have been thinking about it.
Yeah, we'll have some blog post material coming soon for that.
Nice.
With lots of information. And generally, what you're saying, I think you'll be happy with it.
Oh,
I think they look pretty cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's going to be neat. It's what we're thinking of. Actually, it's probably an experience that you haven't had and probably can't. Well, I guess you maybe could have it in like web, but because we have our own marketplace, it allows us to do some cooler things. Like with them, everyone's linking to OpenSea, and we can do that too. But we also have our own marketplace, so a little bit more flexibility in the presentation.
More grassroots. That's awesome. And I'm also wondering what the levels, because, you know, all our installations have levels. Are these installations going to be upgradable with levels, just like with all the other ones?
We'll put it in the blog post. We can't leak too
Making
much.
us wait for the blog post. All right. Yeah.
Do you want them to be upgradable? What would you like your higher level ones to do?
More artworks. View more artwork. I think that would be the natural thing in my mind. But let's see if there's anyone in the chat that has, what would you guys like to see the levels correlated with, if there were to be levels for this thing?
If you had different levels, I would love to be able to like add in like some kind of like note, like, oh, this is this and this means this to me, like or whatever, something about my that could be a cool little upgrade from, instead of seeing say one NFT or a few of them, we can make it a larger collection where I can actually like curate it and leave a message.
Would you want it to kind of like carousel through all of the ones that you have linked to that NFT display?
I think it depends on how you build it. Like I have to I can't visualize it in my head. If it's like a thing that's like on a carousel, it could be something like that. If it's like, I walk up to a parcel and enter something and I'm seeing a room and maybe it's around me, I don't know. It depends on kind of how you do it. But if it was carousel, that'd be fine. Like carousel, slideshow where it's like a message or like the different NFTs, maybe information, data on the it depends on the collection. Like if we were talking Rigo J. Mortis, I don't know if his collection has traits. Like if I own one, but I haven't really looked at the traits. If there are traits, being able to see that kind of stuff would be really cool. And maybe that needs to be upgraded to get that extra information.
I think Rigo's worked.
If it's like, if you can have multiple NFTs in one display, that might also just kind of like make a smaller incentive to have more displays.
Yeah, true. I mean, maybe the approach then there is to actually look at the parcel with the NFT displays almost like an art gallery. So you'd walk, past one, click on it, you get to see the full thing with the metadata and whatever, and then you can walk over to the next one and click through, and then it's more of an engaging experience. That'd be like the alternative, I guess, to that.
Mikey J says, whatever it is, I'm already drafting a SIG prompt to change it. I can confirm there will be different sizes and shapes. So, like, one thing about the upgrades is that you can't upgrade a level like a 4x4 into a 6x6, because the size, when you place it on chain, we can't change that. So, like, you can't just upgrade it from like a 2x2 into a 4x4. The whatever size it is, it's fixed on chain.
See, I was thinking it would be really cool, but I'm thinking more for NFTs. But like, say if we ever get to a place where we can display, like, like if you own a cool cat or something else, you display it. But it would be cool if the display size can be correlated to the price of the floor for that collection. So if you're, if like you own an asset and it just drops, your display shrinks. All of those dope Shibas I own, which 80 of them, they're worthless. I can make a whole farm of those.
What happens to the display if the NFT moons? Like, does it just become like the size of your parcel? Like, it's just like this huge, massive Bored Ape on your parcel.
Yeah, that would be a little weird. You can't see anything else on the parcel.
Yeah, it literally becomes the moon for the Gotchiverse. 10 by 10.
So Ju says, will the displays only be able to show Polygon NFTs? No, I don't think so.
Ooh, so I can get my rare Pepes in there? That would be cool.
Rare Pepes aren't even they're not even on a blockchain though, right?
Yeah, but you can use Emblem Vault and wrap them and then bring them on Polygon. That's what they did with Aavegotchi.
Oh, okay.
So it sits inside of a vault, it gets wrapped, and then you can move it around to OpenSea or whatever. It's kind of cool.
Well, so the NFT display will be able to fit on any size parcel, right?
Yeah.
Will
Yeah,
there be
depending.
limits
There's like a small and a big one. There's some
Okay.
different sizes.
Will there be limits like we see on harvesters or reservoirs? Like you can so many on a on depending on the size of the parcel. Will that be similar kind of thing for these displays?
No reason to like limit it.
These are not the same as the billboards, right? Because I know we talked about that in the past. That might be its own separate thing later on.
Yeah, these are not the same thing as like the billboard. Billboard would be like something that kind of juts out onto a road. Like it would be fixed in the ground, but it would kind of like hang over something else. So we're not gonna have those quite yet.
But if I minted like a message as an NFT on Polygon, would I be able to display it on this display?
If that collection has like been added to be able to display in the NFT display.
Okay, I see.
Because of like content moderation, we're not going to start and allow any NFT in the world to be added because it'll get out of hand real quick. We just don't have the mod capability yet to be able to like handle pure unfiltered content. So it'll be a whitelist only at the beginning, but it'll be initially will be selected by us, and then I'm sure it'll be like open to the community very quickly.
I think we should be open to the gotcha songs. Our community is very strong with like the meme energy and like the cool memes that we have and the inside jokes and stuff. I think it'd be really cool to see that in the artwork, and actually become Aavegotchi the thing, like Aavegotchi art be the thing that people want to collect, and maybe they come to the Gotchiverse to appreciate that. That's kind of the way I see it. And then maybe one day there is kind of like, I see maybe there being like other NFTs coming in when we have like the grid, because you might have like other communities that might want to form their own little outpost, maybe they have all their cool cats up or something. But I feel like the Citadel should be like very steeped in like the Aavegotchi culture, because like Aavegotchi is bigger than just like a PFP. Like Aavegotchi is way bigger than that. It's it's like its own thing. And so like the memes and the art and stuff should all reflect that, in my opinion.
Totally agree, sir.
Yeah. Like I think Aavegotchi honestly has that meme energy, and Yang says it all the time. I think this is why they were appealed to, getting into this game. Is Aavegotchi has like this meme energy that's similar to like Rare Pepe when it first started, like way back, and people were just using it to represent like counterculture and stuff. And so Aavegotchi could be that for like DeFi and crypto, and it has all the right elements for that. So I don't think we've seen that fully blossom yet, but I think doing these art summits and stuff might be a way to get that. And even integrating art into the Gotchiverse, having NFT displays for Aavegotchi art, like that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I'm also very excited for what's coming. NFT displays are definitely going to be a game changer in many ways. And Dr. Wagner saying the like other NFT projects. I'm totally open, and I think the community would probably be open to that. We just need to think about like how can we leverage our metaverse that we have and the NFT displays and like get their communities excited about it, and what does that mean for like boosting activity in the Gotchiverse? How do we get them to come over and like if we want to display a wanderer or like a cool cat or whatever in the Gotchiverse, are they going to be able to are they going to want to come over and see them? Can we have events based around them in the Gotchiverse? Maybe, but we're probably not going to support like a cool cat NFT avatar like Web does.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment. But at the same time, I also think like making these events for other communities to come in as observers, and then if their lore sounds like interesting enough that they want to get integrated as a part of Aavegotchi, then that might be an interesting appeal. Then it kind of makes sense if there's some sort of like storyline thing that happens, that now this one community became part of the Gotchiverse because of this event that happened. Like there'd have to be a way to like weave it in. I think just like mashing things together might not be like the best. Like, I mean, we have Web3 for that. They've just opened their doors for like everything.
Yep.
It's just like a
Yeah,
playground
they're
for every
doing.
NFT.
It's very cool. Ooh, YSK has the Friends Forever. Oh man, takes us back, huh?
What is
Like the
that?
original. This is the original collab that we did with Aave on OpenSea back. I think it was like the second raffle, maybe. That'd be a pretty epic one to show if you have that one.
Oh, dang. Is that the first Aavegotchi NFT? I'd really like to know what the first, besides an Aavegotchi, what was the first? I mean, that one has to be one of the first ones then, because that's...
This is like the first art that we did, yeah. This is like our first collab with them.
Dang, dude. That's rare. How many
Yeah.
of those were minted? Do you know?
I think for the godlike one, there's probably only like 5.
5? Oh my god.
There's not a lot of them. I don't know exactly. I forget.
Okay, I'm going on
But
for
it's godlike, so only 2, really?
Oh, jeez. That's gotta be worth something.
They were raffled, and I think it was the second raffle. So we got me and Stanny, and then we got Golden Cross and Jordan, and then we got Farmer. And the if you see the ghost on the right side is the Aave ghost, and then we got the Aavegotchi ghost on the left side. You can see the subtle differences. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see some of these in the Gotchiverse.
As a baller, or is that those are the last sales? Last sale 2 ETH, 8 ETH, and 0.09.
I don't know if these have ever actually been like. Has anyone ever actually bought them on OpenSea?
It says last sale there, so does that mean those were? I'm not too familiar, but that would mean it got sold, right? Last sale 2 ETH. Unless it was between wallets or something. Night sale. 8 ETH. Some of the Aavegotchi astronauts went for quite a bit, didn't they? Didn't Terrence McKenna go for like over 100 ETH? Something like that?
Yeah, from Uniquely.
115 ETH or something like that? It was a crazy amount. We're already hitting like CryptoPunk numbers for some of the Aavegotchis.
Yeah, where is old Terrence these days?
I'd like to know who's taking care of him and what's that kinship at these days. I mean, I hope he's hooked up to AutoPetter at least.
Oh, he's in the vault. Good, chilling.
Good, comfy in the vault.
Getting pet. I mean, he was like low kinship for a while there. No one was petting him. Zico, your parcel's got some keck in it. Looks like. No, we didn't buy Terrence.
I thought it was Bearded that bought Terrence.
He bought Machine Elf.
Didn't he buy both though?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he just bought Machine Elf. I
could be wrong, but I thought he bought both.
He got a great deal on Machine Elf. That's all I know. I think he sold the glasses and got his money back for it. Gotta watch out for those deals sometimes.
How much is it to rent Terrence McKenna for a day?
Oh, I would love to do that and do like a little like some content. Like take Terrence out for a day. A day in the life
Oh,
of
man.
Terrence.
Get the whole gang together.
Oh, who wants to rent all 5 of the Aavegotchi astronauts and we go on like an epic adventure in the Gotchiverse? That would be cool. That'd be pretty amazing, actually.
Hardcore, you know Dennis McKenna, really? That's pretty epic. He's like, that's the son of Terrence. He's also like into ethnobotany. Oh, is his brother? I thought it was his son.
I'm actually reading Food of the Gods right now. It's written by Terrence McKenna.
Terrence McKenna's like, I love listening to him on YouTube sometimes. Just like put on one of his like lectures. So cool.
Yeah, you guys should really check out Food of the Gods, man. This guy goes deep into like, it's like human history, but from his perspective. It's like The Search for the Original Tree of Knowledge, a radical history of plants, drugs, and human evolution. It's pretty fucking good. I read a lot, but like this is one of the books that I probably end up rereading again.
It's the way that he talks. Like Hardcore says they both talk like. I've actually never listened to Dennis McKenna's podcast, but I mean Terrence, what a voice. the mushrooms taught him to yeah.
Probably. Oh man. All right, friends. I think I'm gonna have to head out a bit early today. I'd love to hang out till the very end, but
Enjoy the lake, friend.
thanks, bro.
Touch some grass. Smoke some grass. Touch them. Do it all.
Do both. Yes. Hope
That's
you
all right.
hope you all have a good
Have a great
weekend.
day.
We'll be there tomorrow. Dow call tomorrow morning.
Yep, Dow call.
That'll be fun. I want to.
Yep.
We'll talk about eye traits tomorrow. I know that's something we wanted to talk about for a while. So.
If I can ask a question about the DAO call, has there been any progress toward the DAO manager?
I think they're in interviews right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna bring in a couple people for interviews this upcoming week.
Is it possible to have any of these, before you make your decision, have these people talk to the DAO? Like in the DAO meeting?
I mean, you know, you guys know the people that are applying.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's not. There's no big surprises.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out soon as well. But last thing, the team is asking if there's anyone who's got a godlike that is interested in doing a GBM auction for it for the upcoming V2. If so, reach out to Gravy.
And also reach out to GMI because we want to cover the auction. We want to cover the event. So.
I know Moon really wants to sell his boat, and that would be a pretty sweet GBM auction.
Moon's boat.
He actually wants to part with the boat. I can't imagine that, but all right, we'll see.
The DAO should buy it, and then we'll fractionalize it, and everyone can own a piece of it. Do that through Uniquely,
I love
right?
the boats.
Roxana, you want the boat?
I want a boat, yeah.
You could have 1/10,000th of a boat.
Who else has the boat?
We can all own it together, collectively.
GMI, get the boat. Let's get it.
We're too poor for the boat, man. We're just like
That's
we're,
true.
We're on the come up still. We're not there yet.
I don't know. We got the artist summit. Let's sell some art.
Every art is now 1 ETH. Okay. All right, I gotta go, fellas and ladies.
Yeah, same here, friends. See you in 22 hours.
That's
Take
right.
some final screenshots of the streetlights because those are going to be going away in just a couple minutes here.
Those were epic. Thanks for dropping those.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. See you, friends. Have a great day.
Bye. See you later.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I'll sign off at this time. Everyone take it easy. Great talk.
Peace.
Should I close?